All right, guys, this is Greg. This is not a crypto video. For those that wanted to know if this was a crypto video, it's not. I am out here at Appomattox Court House, where General Lee, the Army, the South, surrendered to Grant. That's where I am, guys, to end the Civil War. Bloodiest battle in the history of the United States. More people died in the Civil War than they did in World War II. United States Americans died in that. So this right here, those of you who are curious, by the way, some of you crypto guys, you need to get out more and experience nature more. Just an FYI, man. You know, you're gonna do whatever you need to do, but and then also too, this is my phone. This is the first area that I come to. This is my phone. I'm not real too familiar. It's an iPhone 13 Pro Max 13. I'm gonna go over to this little obelisk, but it does pretty good. And I know I'm directly in the sun, but this right here, I guess, is Grant, where Grant's army. Grant was heading this way and walking this spot right here with his army. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna do this one cinematic. I'm here at this obelisk right here. As you can see, this is an obelisk in the middle of just nowhere. You see? Now, the deal is with this, is that the guy's son, his name is Hunter Rain, and he made this and had it put up for his father. And the reason is that their house, it's called the Rain family home, and I don't know if they have that like around here anywhere. Probably not, I guess, you know, probably, but that's the home where General Lee and some of the other generals from the North went and met to say that he was going to surrender before he actually surrendered to Grant at Appomattox Court House to end the Civil War. And this is where his family was buried. Most of these right here are just like, they're like, what is that? They're like, what, 15, 16 years old? Not very old. You know, that's 18, 28, 850. That's not even 30 years old. There's a 9-year-old. Here's a 56-year-old, I guess maybe. Yeah, that's the dad maybe. Let's see. There's a 50, this is the wife, the mom. Here's a little infant, only 7 months old. And then somebody here too. Another person, only 19 months old. Wow, jeez. You know, I guess, you know, back then, man, it was really hard to have babies, and you know, if you had a baby that survived, I guess it was a big deal, right? You know, we take things like that for granted, I guess, living in this modern society. But yeah, it's just, I just find it interesting. Like, I've seen older pictures of this obelisk right here, and there's a bunch of stuff around it, and you can see it's just this obelisk sitting out in the middle of nowhere, guys, around this beautiful landscape. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous out here. I bet the bugs are pretty terrible at night though. But yeah, it's very, very nice out here, guys. Very cool. You know, and a lot of people, like, you hear about people on YouTubes that are all about like civil unrest, there's gonna be civil war. Well, if they want to know how ugly civil wars get, they should read about the American Civil War, because it was pretty ugly. And you know, back then they didn't have like the weaponry that we have today. And if there's one today, it would be very, very, you know, those guys, they're just throwing out there. They don't know what they're saying, really. Stuff like that can get pretty ugly, guys. So, okay, guys, if you want to know some of the stuff I do out in my spare time, and check out Appomattox Court House. So this, I guess, is the spot where the American Civil War ended, where General Lee surrendered to Grant. Right in this area. I guess there's supposed to be a courthouse somewhere around here at some point. And here's a grave site for some of the guys. These are, most all these guys were for the Confederacy, and then right down here on the end is the they found a Union soldier that was in the mix, I guess, out of the bodies they found. But most of them are just unknown soldiers. They don't even know the name of the guys. Just only a few of them. And if you think you have it rough, most of these guys right here probably weren't even 25 years old. It's out in Appomattox, Virginia. It's the entrance to the park. I'm out here about 8:30 in the morning. As you can see, this entrance to the park, it doesn't open until 9 o'clock. So a little bit early. I was trying to get some things knocked out before I drove up to Virginia Beach and take care of that. But you can see, man, it's really, really beautiful out here. And then going down that road, you go down that road, this is, I guess, 24 down there, and then you hit this 60. It goes up into the Blue Ridge, near the Blue Ridge Parkway or the Blue Ridge Mountains. And I'll tell you what, man, that road is very, very windy. I got a couple videos about that, and it was pretty crazy. It was the windiest road that I've ever been on, except that crooked street. That crooked street in San Francisco, California. I saw that street. That street was pretty windy, but it wasn't long as this one. So it's really, really pretty out here, guys. All right, this is the park, guys. I am right here. I guess I didn't know this, but Appomattox, according to this information here, Appomattox this is a rebuild of the city, the way it looked when Lee surrendered to Grant. And this, I guess, I didn't realize this, but this was a really big ordeal. It wasn't like Lee just walked up or had his horse and he went over to Grant to this little place in Appomattox and said, hey, I'm going to surrender, and started signing these papers and stuff like this. I guess it was a real big deal. And obviously could end the Civil War, but it took like a process, I guess, like over a week, maybe even 2 weeks or something like that. So then, you know, April 9th, 1865, when the American Civil War ended, this area right here was one of the most popular and talked about places in the world, especially in the United States. This area right here, guys, it's like, it's a rebuild right now. Nothing here. Pretty wild, man. Pretty wild. All right, guys, this is like the backside of the area. You see that place right there? Putting my finger to it. There we go. And that's a lawyer's thing. I looked at that. That's pretty wild. I just couldn't imagine being inside that, like when it's the middle of June or July. It's like a shed thing. Look inside. He was an attorney for this little Appomattox village at the time. Pretty crazy. And then this over here I thought was pretty wild. Look at that. Just that lone tree right there in this beautiful field. I'm gonna go check that out, see what it's all about. See a little something over there, like maybe a headstone or something. Right, yeah, so I was right. It was just some, not just some, but I guess to these people back then it was a big deal. But I guess the federal government or whoever, I'm assuming the federal government's in charge of this, most likely, since I saw park rangers that were coming out here to open it up. But this guy, just an 18-year-old guy, man, you know, thought he's 18, it looks like. You can see the date on there, and it's out here by the tree, and they preserved this little section of his monument out here by this tree. This, I'm not an expert on trees. Maybe somebody knows what kind of tree that is, but that's a, you know, it's almost like a perfect tree for a painting or something. It's pretty wild, man. So, okay, there we go, guys. You see that? That's the view from the room right there. It's not so great. I mean, I guess my biggest thing is the noise from the air conditioners down there. They're making a lot of racket, but hey, you know, whatever, right? Got the view from the beach. This is it from the hotel room. 19th floor, all the way up here, 19th floor, you know? All right, peace.